A bill is heading to the governor's desk focused on safety. Advocates say Senate Bill 109 would speed up state investigations of any doctor who's accused of sexual misconduct. The state medical board says the bill will allow them to start investigating these doctors faster and inform the public sooner.
It's very important because patients should know that they're going to a doctor that was convicted of sexual misconduct. Some patients wouldn't want to go, and it's very important that patients know that.
No word yet from the governor on if he will sign this bill into law or veto it.
Now, during yesterday's Scioto County Commissioners meeting, we asked if the Southern Ohio Port Authority had ever offered a reason for the move of their office and county-owned property to a garage on private property in Minford. Commissioner Brian Davis gave this response.
Yeah, the move was simple. They were separated from their files. They were separated from their opportunity or their ability to do business. There was a time frame where they were not allowed to access, and then of course, we know later on there was a search warrant, and many of those files were taken. But the SOPA board, they said we can never be separated from our files again. And what happened was the director was told he was not allowed to have access to anything initially, and they saw that as really business interference, and they decided we can't let that happen again.
We asked what files were available now that went with the move.
They literally were not allowed to have physical, they weren't allowed to have their files when that first happened, okay? And when you're in the middle of projects and things, to be separated from your operations, that would be like the radio station, you have to do radio, but you can't do it in your office. You can't operate. You can't access your equipment.
And Ohio Governor Mike DeWine announced earlier this week that he's making funds available from the state disaster relief program for 6 counties here in southern Ohio, including Scioto, that were significantly impacted by the remnants of Hurricane Elaine on September 27th. We spoke with the executive director of the Scioto County EMA, Larry Mullins, who offered this clarification.
The funds from the state disaster relief program, which is open at the governor's discretion, will only go to help reimburse local government entities to help recover expenses spent to respond to, recover from, and repair or replace infrastructure that was damaged by the high winds and flooding that occurred back on September 27th. Individuals and businesses are not eligible for this funding.
Now, Mullins also said while the 6 counties did not meet damage thresholds to qualify for federal funds through FEMA, they did meet the thresholds to qualify for the state assistance. For Mix 99.3 News, I'm Bill Shope.
And the holiday season is here, and I hope that you're getting your fill of it, that and coffee. If you've gone to the store here lately and seen how much you have to pay for coffee, it's kind of amazing, isn't it?
Well, no, you don't have to pay for it. Buy a gift card.
Yeah, or ask for a gift card and get one for Christmas. Yes, but anyway, this has been it's been blamed on, I guess, a bad crop of Brazilian coffee beans.
Those pesky Brazilians.
They're the reason we're paying more for the Joe today. But anyway, I'm sure that for those of you comparative shoppers out there, you're kind of seeing the difference. But there is a new brand out there, Bill, that you might be interested in.
Yeah, what is it?
Well, it kind of goes right to the truth in advertising as to what's going on.
Coffee prices are going up, so why not drink the brand that's always been expensive, Gouger's Coffee?
I start my day with a cup of overpriced Gouger's coffee. It costs more than Starbucks. Pricey.
Gouger's secret is packaging generic coffee in a fancy bag to make you feel like it's gourmet.
More coffee, sir?
Yes, please.
Jim never has a second cup at home.
That's because it's too damn expensive.
How can Jim hear my thoughts?
Don't be like Jim and drink more coffee just because it's free refills. Try Gouger's Coffee and pay more to make it taste better.
The prices are going up with Gougers in your cup.
Gougers, which is not in any way, shape, or form like our number one coffee here that gets the Gut Up and Go show rolling, which is our good friend down at Tim Hortons. We love Tim Hortons coffee. I would pay $1 million if I had to, but it's not even near that price.
No, not to us. It's not.
No. Thank you, everybody, Tim Hortons. But, keep your eye on the those, as you said, what, those
pesky Brazilians, especially that Juan Valdez.
I never trusted him ever. You
No.
know, a guy that gets around on a donkey, you would think he would be able to, buy a nice little car or a motor scooter or something.
By now.
Yeah, you would. All right, thank you, Bill. This update brought to you this morning by Roger Hemming, LLC. Find Roger on the West Side 104 for all your needs when it comes to construction, overhead doors, and fencing.
Southern Ohio Overhead Doors and Fencing has all kinds of garage doors in multiple sizes and colors for commercial and residential use and offers both sales and service. Fencing-wise, there's wood, vinyl, metal, and chain link. Southern Ohio Overhead Doors and Fencing can custom-make gates and is the only company around that can install and service electrical gate openers. Southern Ohio Overhead Doors and Fencing, 22115 State Route 73 West Portsmouth at Roger Hemming Contractors, LLC. Phone 740-529-0133. Guaranteed lowest prices, financing available, credit cards accepted. See store for details.
And it is time now once again for sports, brought to you by Roger Hemming, LLC. Find Roger. Of course, he's easy to find on the West Side for all of your overhead doors, fencing, and anything else you need. Well, last night, interesting score. I came in this morning and I guessed it. I said, man, when you got a score of 12-6 out there, I said, it doesn't sound like any touchdowns, and I didn't think that the 49ers got 3
Safeties,
yeah, to make that happen. But, didn't see a bit of it last night, did you?
I did not. I typically don't watch the stream game on Thursday nights. It's too much work for me out in the country.
Well, it's a lot of football. It really is. I mean, especially with you out there doing all you do, play-by-play and so on and so forth. I mean,
I'm kind of saving up my football juices for this weekend, and especially the college football playoffs, which start the following weekend. I'll probably check into the Army and Navy game a little bit tomorrow. It kicks off at 3:30, and you never know. I might be in an establishment where there's multiple TVs, and maybe I'll be watching the Army and Navy game about the time that Kentucky basketball tips off with Louisville tomorrow at 5.
All right,
in a perfect world,
junkie, tell us what's going on out there.
Well, last night in the NFL, Week 15 got underway with the Rams out kicking the 49ers 12-6. No touchdowns in that game. A total of 6 field goals, 4 by the Rams and 2 by the Niners. On Sunday, the Bengals and the Browns will both be in action. Cincinnati will head to Nashville to face the Tennessee Titans, while the Brownies will host Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Both of those games will kick off at 1 o'clock. As mentioned, in college football tomorrow, the only game is Navy and Army, the only game involving Division I teams. That'll kick off at 3:30. As for high school basketball this evening, the Total Media Group of Portsmouth will present a pair of boys games here on Mix 99.3. You'll hear Portsmouth at Minford, and on Fox Sportsmouth AM 1260 and 95.7 FM, you'll be able to tune in as Northwest plays at New Boston. Tomorrow on Classic Rock 107.5 The Breeze, you'll hear the Valley Indians play at the Northwest Mohawks. Coverage at all game sites this weekend will begin at approximately 6:50, depending on the length of the preceding junior varsity games. Last night in boys high school hoops, Chesapeake was a winner over Portsmouth 77-44. Fairland defeated South Point 50-46 in overtime, and Colgrove was triumphant over the Gallia Academy 64-53. Yesterday in girls high school basketball, Notre Dame was a winner over Western Pike 62-27. Waverly knocked off Northwest 54-35. South Webster ousted Oak Hill 39-35. West was triumphant over Eastern Pike 56-38. South Gallia was victorious over Valley 53-35. The Clay girls prevailed over Hannon, West Virginia, 51-16. Emma Emnett had 26 points to lead Clay. She knocked down 5 3-pointers in that game. And Manchester's girls were winners over East, 58-7. High school basketball fans, be sure to tune in to the Saturday Morning Sports Line tomorrow morning, beginning at 9 o'clock on AM 1260 and 95.7 FM. Tomorrow's program will be live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Portsmouth. Looking forward to that. The Ohio State men's basketball team will take on second-ranked Auburn tomorrow afternoon in Atlanta. That's a 1 o'clock tip-off. That contest will air live on AM 1260 and 95.7 FM. And then a little later tomorrow, 5th-ranked Kentucky will host Louisville for a 5 o'clock tip. The Shawnee State men's basketball team will next play Sunday at Southern Indiana. That's a 2 o'clock start. The Shawnee State women's basketball team will be extremely busy here over the next day. The SSU women will visit Lindsey Wilson tonight at 8 o'clock. And then they'll return home and get ready to host Campbellsville tomorrow at noon. That's quite a busy slate. Tonight in the NBA, the Cavs visit the Wizards at 7. And last night in the NHL, the Blue Jackets fell to the Capitals 2-1 in overtime. Your Portsmouth Insurance sports time is 8:41. Portsmouth Insurance is a TAH benefits partner. Call the Dews, Gary Duzan, for all of your employee benefit needs. And that is a look at sports.
All righty, and thank you, Chuckster. Brought to you this morning by Roger Hemming, LLC. Find Roger on the West Side 104 for all your construction overhead doors and fencing.
Southern Southern Ohio Overhead Doors and Fencing has all kinds of garage doors in multiple sizes and colors for commercial and residential use and offers both sales and service. Fencing-wise, there's wood, vinyl, metal, and chain link. Southern Ohio Overhead Doors and Fencing can custom make gates and is the only company around that can install and service electrical gate openers. Southern Ohio Overhead Doors and Fencing, 22115 State Route 73 West Portsmouth at Roger Hemming Contractors LLC. Phone 740-529-0133. Guaranteed lowest prices, financing available, credit cards accepted. See store for details.
All right. And your traffic last look brought to you this morning by the good folks at the Scioto River, 1024 Gallia Street. And this morning, they're going to be there opening the doors at 11 to ward off any bad luck and to get you through the weekend best they can. It's been kind of a quiet Friday, actually. The deer went to bed early, I think, and think that the construction folks, they didn't work today. The only thing we had were a few highway patrolmen and the sheriff deputies, but they're kind of gone now, too. So there you go. If you see something, though, we're always here. Give us a call, and we'll pass it along at 354-1993. Traffic service of the Scioto River open 7 days a week.
Weather's the service of the Counseling Center's Crisis Center, the region's resource for mental health, substance abuse, and family crises. 24/7 clinical services, medical care, shelter, food, and transport available. The crisis hotline is 740-354-1010. TCC's main line, 740-354-6685.
First alert forecast from WSAZ. Times of clouds and sunshine. Temperatures inching up to the 40s this afternoon after starting in those 20s. Skies try to clear for a time overnight tonight, but it does get chilly again, back down into the 20s. Partly sunny and hazy on Saturday, a comfortably milder day with highs in the lower 50s, but then clouds and showers back on the way for Sunday. I'm WSAZ News Channel 3 meteorologist Brandon Butcher on the Ohio Valley's hit music channel, Mix 99.3.
And